Hi guys, Muddy Gamer here, hope you're all well, and here is my last race in Forza 6, but my first live running commentary, so please bear with me if there are mistakes and gaps in commentary, but there shouldn't be. So, as we start, I'm in the Porsche 911 Turbo S, and we're going down. I started in 12th, and I'm making up places, going into this first right-hander. Everyone seems to be behaving themselves. There's plenty of space to go around, but some people just must have outbroke themselves. You've got the GTR that's gone off there onto the grass. He's rejoining at high speed, and now I've got the Dodge Viper on the left hand side there. Now that's the car I want to try and get down this straight. I get good traction off the corner, and I just seem to dust him, to be honest. And usually when I'm racing against Vipers, they are so much faster than me in a straight line. This Porsche is actually untuned, it's completely stock, and I was quite surprised at how well it handled. As we come into this first big braking point, I was expecting it to be really, really messy. The TVR comes across and cuts me off, but he's completely entitled to do that. There's plenty of space. I come in here, and I'm now 2/3 up him, and he decided to try and shut the door late to his own demise, because it then catapulted him off the track. Going into this corner here, late broke, almost went into the back of the silver, or should I say chrome Viper. As we come down to this left hand, I outbrake him and go around the outside, now eyeing up the Corvette up ahead, and also keeping an eye on the Viper ahead of him. Now the Corvette seems to be getting terrible traction through this long sweeping right-hander, and that just gives me the place. There was no real fighting there, it was just on and off the throttle very gently to keep the car nice and stable through that long bend, and it gave me the place. Now into these corners here, I thought I might have the Viper just through this little section here, but I put two wheels on the grass, and it really did compromise my exit. So much so that the Viper managed to just put his foot down and get away very, very cleanly. So he's heading down here, and I'm looking to try and outbrake him into the big braking zone, because you can do nothing more than just chase him down this bit here. And as he goes into the braking zone, he must have had a little bit of a lock up, because he's still braking well past the apex. I try and go around the outside. I don't think it's going to stick, so I decided to not do that and think better of it. Go on the left hand side of him here, but he shuts the door, makes his car very, very wide indeed. Does a bit of another late brake there, on and off the brakes, leaves a big gap for me to take and gives me third place. Now I'm very happy about this, because I can still see first and second place up ahead. These are pro level AI, which I'm pleased to say are much improved than they were at the start of Forza 6. So I don't really know whether they've been releasing scripts or whatnot, but they're much better than what they were at the start. As we come into this right-hander, I just eased in. Didn't really need to do too much, just kept the power sort of floating through there, and let the car roll through. I'm chasing these guys down pretty hard, and I've got the back end a bit twitchy at that moment. The Dodge is still right behind me, so any little mistake and he's going to take this position off me. I was very, very, very aware of this. So I'm flying down here, looking up ahead for these two guys to see if what they're doing. They're just going 2 by 2 at the moment, chasing each other. Go into this area here, I brake not quite enough and end up going a little bit wide. Okay, it wasn't the best corner, but I still managed to take it. Going in here, I managed to get a much better apex there and a better drive off the corner, and I'm starting to gain on the two guys ahead of me. As we come into this little section here, I overjudge how much speed I can take in, and I took a bit of the grass with me. Coming into this tight left, I had already decided that I was going to go a little bit gently into there, and it actually worked out really well. It got a good traction off the corner, and it meant I could catch these guys up through this long sweeping right-hander. As you can see, that Corvette is doing the same as the Corvette did before that I overtook for 5th place, and he's on and off the brakes. So Corvette, clearly not a good car for this track. As we go into this S-bend here, I have to almost stop because the car is so slow ahead of me. I put my foot down and get terrible traction, terrible traction, and again that gives the Corvette time to make a bit of distance on me. I really do need to work on not just planting my foot in times like that. I was trying to get best traction, I really didn't. Big braking moment now. I lock up because I wasn't expecting the Corvette to go quite so defensive, but he leaves the outside nice and open. There's a run down into the next bend, and I am right on his inside. He has to back out. I have the apex. He has now given me 2nd place. So now we're chasing 1st place, people. Now that TVR is well ahead, and that TVR is incredibly fast on the straights. So now I've just got to really try and work it through the corners to try and get this Porsche, completely untuned Porsche, to get anywhere near that TVR. So as we're coming down here, I'm already thinking I need to carry a little bit more speed through this corner just to try and get those couple of meters on every corner that this TVR is not going to have. So I go through here. I don't quite take as much curb on the inside, and I take quite a bit of curb on the outside, and I have made a bit of space up through that initial corner. Coming up to this tight right hander, I go in, the back starts to twitch, I have to ease off the throttle, and I take up all the curb. But again, I've managed to claw back those valuable meters on the way down to this next tight left hander. He's pulling away all the time while we were on the straights, all the time. This Porsche is not the fastest car on a straight line, but it is quite good at handling. So as we come into this, I've caught him up quite a bit. I go very deep, but still manage not to hit the grass. And then we go under the Corvette sign. I managed to get the apex quite nicely, and I'm again gaining on him, but not as much as I would have liked. Coming through here, I carry a lot of speed, going down to this next tight left, and then I've no idea how fast that TVR is, but it's just ridiculous. I took too much speed into that corner trying to keep up with it, and the next thing you know, I was on the grass on the exit. So through here he seems to struggle, and I managed to make a hell of a lot of space up on him. And then we're closing down on the tight S-bend here, which I'm thinking I could potentially go for a win here. I lock up, which compromises my entry, and then he brakes on the apex, blocking and guarding that first place position. As we go, he manages to pull away again, straight. There is very little to do on this other than just plant your foot and hope that you get your gear changes correctly. There was a few missed gear changes, but as we come into this tight right hander, I get up the inside. There's a little bit of rubbing there, but only a little. There was nothing there to really compromise either drive. As we come round the second to last corner, he brakes on the apex to slow me right down, giving me a terrible exit. And then I try and go up the inside, but he shuts the door on me. I have to get out of it again and brake hard. As we go for a straight sprint down towards the finishing line, it's not looking like I can make any distance up on him. But this has been the best race I've been involved in on Forza 6 for a very long time. I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, and please remember to like and subscribe.